I'm here today to talk to you about how to prepare yourself and your child for kindergarten. Right, Evelyn? Mm-hmm. Hi, I'm Heather McNulty. This is my daughter, Evelyn. She's going to be in senior kindergarten starting in September. And I am a new author. Just wrote my first book, Even If, which you'll be able to find on Amazon soon, as well as a longtime teacher. I've been teaching for over 10 years, always in primary, working right now with grade 1 and kindergarten students. A few things to keep in mind when we are getting ready for kindergarten is self-help skills. Things like being able to put on their jacket, doing the flipping over, where you place the hood of the jacket at your child's feet and they stick their hands in and flip it over top of their head. And then you can work on zipping up skills as well. Things like running shoes. They'll need shoes for indoors and outdoors. And even if your child is able to tie up laces, I really suggest Velcro or slip-on only. Kindergarten bathrooms are quite honestly disgusting. Little girls and little boys don't have the best aim. So slip-on shoes where you don't need to touch anything is probably your best bet for shoes for school. Speaking of the washroom, we want to make sure that your child is wearing clothes that they know how to put on and take off in case of accidents on their own. So stretchy pants, tights, jogging pants are excellent because all kids can pull those up and off without an issue. But anything with those finicky buttons are usually not great. As an educator who worked in a class of 15. I was the only adult in the room, and the amount of children that would come out of the bathroom with their pants open was astronomical. So as a teacher, I can't just do up your child's pants. There has to be another adult there. So it was a lot of times of me going, come stand in the hallway. And I'll be like, I'm just doing up so-and-so's pants, and making a bit of a production so that I, like myself as a teacher, I'm protected and your child's protected as well. And that's why having easy things to pull on and off is key for at school. Having spare clothes, your teacher is going to ask for spare clothes for your child. The clothes that you are sending aren't new clothes. It's something that they're used to, something that they can pull on and off by themselves and put into a bag in case of an accident. You may not think that your child will have an accident. You're like, they've been potty trained since they were 2, so is this one, but they get so wrapped up in play that they forget to go to the washroom, or they just spill chocolate milk, pudding, and they just need to change of clothes. And to be able to put it in a bag to take home on their own is really key as well. A lot of people buy their stuff from Costco, and so a lot of kids have the same stuff. And a lot of kids are the same size. When I worked in kindergarten, we had 2 boys who had the same snowsuit, boots, backpack, and lunch bag. And it was the same size. So when they were not facing you, we couldn't tell who was who. Label everything. Label it. Put a label on in multiple spots in the jackets, in the snow pants, because you will end up getting home something that is not yours if it's not labeled, because we're not going to know whose black snow pants these are. Label all pieces, parts of their lunches as well, because again, there's a lot of times when that is duplicated or just gets left out, and we'd like to be able to just send it home the next day for sure. For lunchtime, we want children to be able to open their own lunch boxes by themselves. So I've been using the Bentigo lunchbox with my daughter Evelyn, making sure to label it because it's a very popular brand and everybody has it, and just going over with her about how to open it. And so what I do is the week before school started is I started with an I do, we do, you do, where I showed her how to open it by flipping it open and opening it up, and then I close it again, and now I'm like, all right, Miss Evelyn, we do it together. So can you help me open this? Yep, and then flip up the other one, using as much language as you feel your child needs, and then push the lid open while holding the bottom. Good job. And then once you feel like they're comfortable, they can do it. Can you open this for me, please?
Yes.
There we go. And now this way she's ready to eat at school with no assistance. And the same goes for these little containers. None of these have labels on them, but I suggest labeling them and then finding out which one's easier for them to open. My child has trouble with this one. So she's able to open it, but notice it's this way. So if it's liquid, It's going to pour out. Whereas this one, she can hold it and turn it while holding it upright. And I usually use this for syrup or something because she's very particular. And then that way they won't require any support at lunchtime, and they'll be able to eat or not eat because it's a social hour. So let's be honest here. You are going to see a lot of that lunch coming home, and that's okay. She will have days where she doesn't eat a thing, and then other days where she eats it all plus the snack that's provided. So it just really depends on how chatty they are on that day, right? We have very big feelings in this house, and it's something that, again, we're working on. What I've done to help support my daughter is we talk a lot about our feelings, and we use a variety of words. So sometimes she'll tell me that she's feeling mad, and I will correct her because I don't think she's mad, I think she's frustrated. And so it's labeling those big feelings so that they can get a better understanding of what's going on in their little brains and in their bodies. And once you've been able to label all of those feelings, even, like, oh, you feel super happy today, or I can see that you're looking very tired today. And once they're able to verbalize those back to you, start working on the because. Why do they feel this way? I feel sad because. And then it's providing them with the words again. I feel sad because mommy went first and I wanted to go first. And that way, instead of having a really big eruption, they're able to talk to you about their feelings, and you can talk to them as well. And it's not going to be perfect by the time they get to kindergarten, and it probably won't be perfect by the time they get to grade 1, but just having that conversation and setting that stage with your students is setting them up for success. So a few things to keep in mind too when starting kindergarten is we need to teach our children to be good sports. I know with this one, she loves to win, really does not like to lose. So it's something we have to work on, and something that we continue to work on even now. It's not something that comes naturally to children. They always want to win. They always want to go first. They always want to be the best. However, in a room full of 29, 30 other children, it's not going to be the case. So it's something you need to practice with them ongoing. So playing a game and letting yourself win, and then modeling how to be a good player. Like, oh, that was a great game. Good try, Evelyn. You did a good job playing, but mommy won this time. And allowing them to have those big feelings, allowing them to cry and be upset, but talk through it with them. I understand that you're upset because you didn't win, but we don't always get to win. I can't wait to play with you again. Going along the lines of being a good loser and learning how to graciously accept loss is turn taking. I speak from experience. It's just my daughter and I. She's an only child. So when it comes to turn taking, it's just me and her. So you want to either have small play groups, play dates if possible, or play games where you're taking turns. If we're playing dolly, no, mommy's going to go first. I'm going to put the dolly in the bath first, and then you get a turn. And allowing them to be second. And again, letting those big feelings come out and talking through them. I know you're upset, you wanted to go first, but it's mommy's turn. This way they're going to be used to hearing that at home, and they're going to be hearing it at school as well. So it's that consistent message that you're going to want to have for your child. Getting your children ready for school, you may think you need to start teaching them their letter sounds and how to read and how to write and the whole 9 yards, and you don't. All of the students come to us in different spots. Some are able to read and write, and some are still not able to recognize their own name. There's nowhere that we expect them to be. But if you believe that your child would benefit from some play and some support before they go into kindergarten, then by all means, make it into games. Things like segmenting. So segmenting is when we take our word and we break it up into letters. For example, cat is k-a-t. And then you can have the child tell you what those letters mean. Cat. I do it a lot through books. So if we're reading a book and there's a 3-letter word that I know that she'll be able to figure out, I can read it in the story, like the dog went for a walk. And so you're just incorporating it into something you're already doing. It doesn't need to be extra. Same if you're going for a walk. Oh, look at that beautiful flower. flower, and then continuing on with what you were doing. It's just exposing them to what's called phonemic awareness. You can also do things with syllables, with their name. You can have them feel their chin, Evelyn, and you're exaggerating it. Evelyn, and her chin drops down 3 times. Evelyn, so she has 3 syllables. And you can then do it with other items in your house. If you're eating dinner, be like, oh, chicken. We're having chicken. Chicken. Oh, that's got 2 syllables. Awesome. And then you start to eat. Same with rhyme. Rhyme is actually trickier than you think it is. There's a lot of different components to rhymes. Depending on where your child is, you could just offer them choices, asking them, does look, book, rhyme? Then you go through the sound with them. Let's see. Book. Both the middle and the end sound the same. Yep, they rhyme. And then giving them maybe some simpler rhymes, starting with that at word family. Does cat, bat rhyme? Does dog, cat rhyme? And while a lot of kids are going to think dog and cat rhyme, because dog and cat are both animals. So it's just working through and at your child's own pace to figure out where they need to be. Now, don't feel like your child has to come into kindergarten knowing these things. That's what we're there for. In kindergarten, we're going to be teaching these things to your child. And everyone's child is at a different place in their learning, and that's okay. They're all going to make gains and they're all going to make improvements at their own pace. There's no need to worry about where your child's at right now. If you are concerned, you can always talk to your child's teacher to find out if they are struggling or not. But at the beginning of the year, we expect all students to come to us with varying ranges of abilities. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you find all of these tips really helpful and that you have a great school year.